Okay, welcome to Dorf Romantik. Dorf Romantik is what the game is called internationally. However, it is a German word. It has a tree. I got this game because I'm also curious about whether or not this would be something for me. There are two camps in the world. One is saying that this game is actually great, great with couples, great with solo. And the other one says that this is not a game, it's an activity, does not follow the definition of a game. This is one in the vein of games that remove tension in the normal conflict sense of the word. So they don't particularly go against each other, and not competitive, but also no victory points to or end boss to defeat. So as usual, I was dissatisfied with the quality of the monetized reviewers. They don't go into enough depth. So I got the game. Now the first thing, as usual, as you know me by now, is to keep the plastic on the top of the box. So it's a one-time investment to use Scotch tape all around and keep this study in place. It looks shiny and new, and it also prevents against UV rays. Now the rule book needs some clarifications. First of all, you see that this is not funny because this is in sans serif, this is in serif, or kind of serif, mostly sans serif. This is definitely sans serif. What all these influencers do wrong is this little line here. To give an overview for people who don't know the game. This is a campaign game, so you do a lot of same runs, and you try to gain more points. And every time you gain a point, gain more points, you can cross off a dot. And once you get to such hexagon, you can open secret boxes. So if you are here, you can open the secret box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is also an expansion that I ordered, which will come in this week. There are two sets of tiles, one with speech bubble, one without speech bubble. They are length tiles and they are task tiles. If you draw a task tile, there is a task icon where you need to find a task token to put matching. So in this case, you want to make something that is 6 fragments of a wheat field in this case, not a desert. You can combine these things. That is the general gist of the game. Until you finish all your land tiles, right? Then the game ends. So by definition, you want the speech bubbles to you want to use up all the speech bubbles because this is game over, the last tile. So that is the concept from Carcassonne and other 2D games to of things on a card and how they go over other cards. Something like this would be a territory of 2, a territory of size 2. and this would be a territory of size 3. This would be something like so. There are two rules that waters and railways must be followed through, and for the rest you can put everything anywhere. So get that out of the way. Here it says you must reveal one task tile in the first 3 turns of the game. I said okay, so I can. This is a valid start of the game, right? Every other influencer says that this is required. You must draw 3 consecutive shuffled task tiles. But that is not what is written here. And so who is right and who's wrong, right? Now here I can understand the confusion. But it says here if so this gives a recipe for drawing tiles and which set of tiles to draw from. So either a task tile or a tile with or a landscape tile. And if you have fewer than 3, then you must draw up one task tile. So you always have 3, because once you have 3, you must your next tile must be a landscape tile. You can clear out these tasks by combining the requirements of it. So you can end up with at best 0 0 task tiles on your grid, and then you have to draw 3 task tiles. But this is after for each subsequent turn after the first 3 mandatory selections. So the first 3 mandatory selections are that you are not required to draw 3 task tiles. You have to draw 1 task tile if the first 2 you drew were not landscape tile. So this is very useful. You want to have the rules right in your head, because you want to get as many points as you want, and so that is, yeah, and anything can be placed anywhere. That's also important, of course, except for the water and trains, but that's obvious. Then there is the question of how do you get, at least the question, my question was, how the hell do you get the boxes 3, 4 and 5, right? For the boxes 1 and 2, that is shown here. So if you enter this hex, then you get box 1, then you get box 2. The other ones, as written by the rulebook, are box 3. Okay, fine. But what about these boxes? That turns out that I'm not going to spoil because I haven't gotten to them myself, but the previous boxes have a set of instructions in them. Sorry, the previous boxes, so this thing, have sets of instructions to open this. So that is also answered. Maybe I'm overly OCD or something. Oh yeah, and they refer to these hexes as green. Now, depending on the lights, for me they are black, and the camera says indeed they are green. So maybe my eyes are wrong, but I mean, this is green, this is green, and this is not green. So that is what I wanted to say. And we played one game, and it was quite involving and not simple at all. So don't you think that this, I mean, you can play it of course and win. You will score, but you won't score a lot. So you can play this sleepily and drowsily and with ADHD children all around, or your demanding grandma, and you will score, but you won't score high. That is, I think, everything I wanted to say. We did cheat a little bit. We got a first tutorial game, 103 points, I think. The problem is, of course, for your first game that you have these flags. There are 3 flags, and the idea is that you score 1 point for each area it is, the amount of tiles for the territory. And that is what we did wrong. They have to be always enclosed, and that is fine. Otherwise, they score 0. But you want bigger fields with these flags. That is actually, yeah, and the length of the longest track and the length of the longest river, of course. They also count points. For the rest, the points are straightforward, but for your first game, you want to keep those aspects in mind. So the flags, the river, and the tracks. Okay, hope you are happy with Dorf Romantik. I really like this game, and also I can see myself playing at least halfway through the campaign. And there is one fan-based expansion, and there is a Santa expansion, and there is a Great Meal expansion. And a Great Meal expansion, if you have the maximum of 450 points in one game, then you are entitled to use the Great Meal expansion. For the rest, the other 2 you can play at any time. But yeah, first try to gain that many points. So I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, I would just disregard whatever anybody else is saying. This is cheap, well produced, happy feeling. Recommended. Okay, bye.